Hey everyone, Scottish Warrior 92 here, and welcome to a video that I'm going to be talking about a subject that was requested, but I did say I would talk about in my clan update. I do apologise in advance for my voice and the fact that if I'm going to be coughing or doing that for most of the video. I'm still pretty ill, but I've got enough strength to do this video. And in this video I'm going to be talking about, should same-sex relationships be featured in games? Now, this topic I can guarantee that I'm going to get a lot of hate on, or a lot of praise on, because I don't think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be talking about, well, there are going to be a lot of people talking about it, but I'm going to voice my opinion here, and then I want to hear your opinion on the topic. And do you agree with me? Are you not agree with me? Do you think I'm an idiot? Things like that. Let me know what you think. But let's get my opinion right out there. Firstly, if you haven't heard lately, BioWare have announced that in Star Wars The Old Republic, the online MMO that they have, that's been very well received, will now feature, in an update I think it is, or a patch, one of the two, new characters that will have the ability to have same-sex relationships with, i.e. man on man, woman on woman, transgender, that shit. And there has been a backlash. There's been a lot of heated argument. There's been groups that have basically just says that they shouldn't do that. They're wrong. It's against God or some shit like that. And one in particular used this as one of their slogans to basically say why it's wrong. They believe that if their children should play this game, it will turn people to the dark side. I shit you not, those were the exact words on their report. I can't remember the name of the website or anything, but that was their exact words on the report. And so basically they're saying that all LGBTs, lesbians, gays, bisexuals, transgenders, are the Sith. That's a pleasant thing, isn't it? But it started up a topic that I think that has been argued upon and debated on for quite a long time, longer than a lot of us realise. This argument has been going on since the days of gaming, late 80s, early 90s to modern days, when games started featuring gay characters, or gay things as some people dubbed it, also lesbian characters and all that. And there were a lot of games that were either watered down or were never published because of this, and the majority of them in the early days of gaming did primarily come from Japan. I'm not lying about this. I could be wrong in some cases, but I did do a bit of research, and primarily there were a lot of Japanese games that did feature openly gay characters, lesbian characters, transgender characters, all that were actually watered down when they were released in the US and the UK and the Western world. And very few back in the day Western game developers were willing to take the risk. There were some that were willing to take the risk, but not a lot of them. And I'm going to be using BioWare as a prime example of the ones that are willing to take the risk, and that's why they've got some set of massive balls on them. But there is a lot of debate on this. There's a lot of argument, there's a lot of positives, and there's a lot of negatives. I only see positives though, because I'm a hopeful guy. I look to the light. But it's really a tricky topic to talk about, because in one way or another I'm going to offend some people, and you know what I say to those people? If I offend you, so what? This is my opinion. And my opinion on this, I said, is yes, we should have same-sex relationship options in games. They should be featured in games because of one simple thing. This is the 21st century. This is 2012, not 1912. This isn't the days of when women had to be chained to the fucking kitchen sink, cook dinner, and have babies popping out of their pussies. That is not the days. This isn't the days where people had to hide who they really were. This isn't the days where if you came out as gay, you got your ass fucking beaten. You got beaten with an inch of your life. You even in some cases got lynched. In some cases, people were killed for basically coming out of who they are, and this will be probably registered in a lot of people. So I applaud BioWare. I applaud BioWare for taking these risks, because BioWare have been taking these risks since they started main games. They've actually even said that they've been taking this risk since they've been playing games, because they think that it's a good way that they have to feature every aspect of society in some of their games. Understandable, not every single game they've ever released has featured a, how do we say, openly gay character. There's always been little hints at it though. And especially, it wasn't until Jade Empire that I saw my first same-sex relationship in games, which was Sky and Jade Empire. You could actually romance him if you were a male. It was extremely difficult to romance him, but you could romance him. I also introduced 3 ways as well with Dawn Star's Silk Fox, but that's a topic for a whole nother day. But BioWare have always been taking these risks, and I commemorate them from this, basically bringing this topic to light. And in every game after Jade Empire, in some way, shape or form, they have featured the option of same-sex relationships, going back to KOTOR as well. One character in that was actually an open lesbian. I can't remember the name, I think it was Jiraiya or something. She was actually a lesbian. BioWare stated that you could romance her in one way, shape or form as a female character. I haven't personally done it, but apparently you can. But then BioWare started, of course, introducing it into Dragon Age, which featured 2 bisexuals in your party, Liliana and Zevran. Both those characters were bisexual. You could romance them as a man or a woman, as a male or female character, as a whatever. And that was actually a really risky move for BioWare to take, and they did take it, and the game was praised for its romance abilities, its story. I still claim this day, I love Dragon Age Origins, one of my favourite games of all time. Interesting story and interesting characters. And it wasn't like BioWare just made the most generic, stereotypical gay and lesbian out there. They didn't. Those 2 characters, Zevran and Liliana, had depth to them. They had reasons why they were the way they were. They chose, that's just the way they were. Zevran was raised in a fucking whorehouse. That's his exact reason. He was raised in a whorehouse. Liliana's a bard. She says you find love wherever you can find it, and that's a great way to see it. And of course that did stir up a lot of controversy back in the day. But the game that stirred up the most controversy that actually was even featured on the wonderful Fox News network, was Mass Effect. Mass Effect was in the news due to the fact that it featured partial nudity in the romance scenes, or as Fox dubbed it, the sex scenes. And you could honestly tell that none of the people who were talking about it, besides maybe 1 or 2 who were representatives of the gaming community, had never played Mass Effect in their life, and they never will. That one actually says she's never played Mass Effect and she never wants to play it. She will never have it in her house. To say this, lady, but look on the internet, you'll find fucking a shitload of Let's Plays of Mass Effect featuring all the romance scenes, even modded romance scenes. And this stirred up a lot of controversy, and BioWare had to calm it down a little bit in future games, not featuring extreme, extensive nudity. Oh yeah, show the tits off. So yeah, I'm not going to offend people like that. But they did pass it down. The closest thing you got to see in Mass Effect 2 of nudity was Chairman Lawson's, or Miranda Lawson's, lacy black bra, which may have appealed to some people, but personally not to me. But it's a tricky thing to say what's right, what's wrong, and I'm going to say it's the 21st century. Same-sex relationships are everywhere. Why not in gaming? And I think it's time that they did start putting them in more games. BioWare are always going to take the risk, and of course in Mass Effect 3 they are going to be featuring, the first ever time in Mass Effect, these same-sex relationships. Now a lot of people will go, well, what about Liliana? She's a female. To me, Liliana's not a female. She's asexual. She's both a male and a female. So in a way, you can say BioWare actually featured the first transgender romance with Liara. In a way you can, but a lot of people will disagree with me, but that's just my opinion. So BioWare have always taken the risk of trying to bring this to light, that if you're going to make an RPG game, try and make sure you can make it that anyone can play it. They know they have straight fans, they have gay fans, they have lesbian fans, they have transgender fans, they've got male gamers, female gamers, you name it, they've got it. They know their fan base is massive, and there will be a lot of people that will defend this. And BioWare have come and says that it's time for the reality to come to light, and I commemorate them for that. So it's difficult to say, so they're going to be featuring a lot, and probably in any future BioWare game you'll have the option. And by the way, just let me highlight this for the parents out there that are saying that this will hurt their children. It is optional. You can play the whole way through Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2 without even having a romance. And I'm pretty sure you'll be able to do it in Mass Effect 3 as well. You can do it in Dragon Age Origins. You can do it in Dragon Age 2. You can go through the whole fucking game without a single romance if you so please. This is why I hate these. This is why I think a lot of these people are very ignorant. I fucking hate ignorant people. Well, that's going to be the end of part 1 because I'm just about to run out of time, so look forward to part 2.